This is like big time.
2, 1.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Sports Scoop. I'm Dale Kuyath, and joining me are my regulars, Ted Hammond, head JWP boys basketball coach, and Joel Hayford, head Waseca girls softball and girls basketball coach. And Hafe, maybe you can give us a little review of how the Bethany League's going, and then we had a scary circumstance last week.
Yeah, very scary in respect to, we were coming back from our Bethany League. The games happened to be in St. Clair that evening. They have a week where they need to be in St. Clair, and we had finished our games, and transportation to get over there, we meet and carpool over, and as we were heading back, Tessa Kruger had, and probably most fortunate of all, is that she had her uncle's vehicle, which was a nice new, or not new, it was 2008 larger SUV, and we had 5 girls in there. Lexi Alfers was riding shotgun. Bailey Kruger was sitting right behind her sister, who was driving. Tessa was driving, and Lauren Rhea was on the passenger side, back and behind Lexi, and Laura Nagy in the rear of the vehicle. And they were just heading home on County Road 2, about 2 miles west of Farm America. And 3 young gentlemen blew a stop sign, full speed in that area, and T-boned their vehicle. I was back a ways. I did not see the accident actually happen, but as I drove up, I saw the pickup truck sitting halfway in the intersection, and I wondered, okay, what happened? As I drove up, I saw that the front end was just totally caved in, smashed in. And then Tammy Collins, who was behind the girls but back a ways, didn't see it happen either. But I saw her vehicle pulled over, and I thought, oh boy, what happened? And her vehicle was fine, but then as I looked up ahead, at least 100 feet or more up ahead in the ditch, we saw a vehicle overturned, and the girls in my vehicle got pretty upset, hollering that was their vehicle, and my heart just sank, and I pulled over, and the time I ran from my vehicle down to there seemed like forever because I didn't know what to expect. But as the vehicle was overturned, I jumped up on the passenger side to look down in and hollered to them, and I heard voices right away. So that was a good sign. Side airbags, I think, saved their life. It's just amazing, the technology nowadays. But I hollered to each and every one in there because I couldn't see a few of them because the curtain that falls was covering some of them. And the vehicle was not smoking or anything. I said, you girls, you lay still until the emergency vehicles get here, because your adrenaline's pumping when those accidents happen, and you don't know if you're hurt or not. And every one of those girls came out of that unhurt. They got out. Once the emergency vehicles got there, they got them into the ambulance. They assessed each girl. All the parents arrived at the scene. The highway was closed there for some period of time. Janesville Rescue and Safety, hats off to them. There's some great guys that were out there, and the Waseca County Sheriff's Department, and I believe Waseca Ambulance, and possibly there's 2 ambulances there. I'm not sure where the other one was, but they were all just very helpful. Everybody was very happy, and when you get down to games and wins, losses, or whatever it is, that just puts everything into perspective, that kids are alive, and they're well. And speaking of the league, we're having fun. We're young. We've got a lot of sophomores out there playing with us. We have 3 seniors involved with us this summer. I'm not sure how many will be involved when the season gets going, but we're young. We've played 6 games. We're 4-2. It's league games. Let them play man-to-man, run up and down and play, and just have the ball in their hand and let them get involved.
Well, we're certainly thankful that the 5 survived, and I understand when you take a look at the vehicle, it's hard to believe that any of them walked away at all, much less came out of there without a bump or a bruise or most anything.
Totally amazing, and I'm just happy that the boys were okay also, as their vehicle also took quite an impact. And so this is one we walk away from with a smile on your face. There's just so many times where we can't say that happens, and you just treasure and value life and the things that you're able to do, and your friendships and your family. And when all the moms and dads arrived out there at the scene, it was a real sobering experience.
Yeah, I'll bet. Ted, we're going to turn you loose on a couple of topics. You have a reunion announcement and a record that'll never be broken.
That's right. Yeah, lighthearted note. I just want to say we've had some bad experiences here in Waseca with people driving to and from their camps and the games in the summertime, and it's always been a problem. What do you do with the students? You know, do you let them go on their own? Just say, get over to the game, and we'll see you in Mankato, we'll see you wherever you're going to be going to play that weekend. And I just pray every night when I go over to Mankato. I said, geez, I hope those guys, they only have to go from Janesville. That's still 15 miles that, you know, young drivers, and you just don't know. But I'm just glad everybody's okay. On a good note, tonight, this is a Saturday morning, we're doing the show. There's going to be a reunion of the Waseca High School baseball team that won a state title back in 1990. And this would be unbelievable, their 20th reunion. And I'm thinking, I don't look 20 years older, so I don't know how those young guys do. But the last time they did it, 10 years, they had a little reunion game, and Tink organized a couple squads, and they went out there and played. But now they're all a little overweight and 20 years older, so they're not going to play playing tonight at Tink Larson Field. They're just going to have a reunion. They're going to announce the players that are there, and then they have a 20-year reunion going on also from the 1990 team, class reunion, so they're going to kind of piggyback on top of that. So it should be a real exciting night at Tink Larson Field, and it'd be fun to see some of these guys again they haven't seen maybe in 10 years because they had the 10-year reunion. But one I want to see is Marshall Cawley. Marshall just lives and dies for this reunion because he was the manager on that team, and for those of you who don't know Marshall, you missed out on a heck of a guy. So tonight, big night, we'll see how that goes. And then I wanted to bring up this record that most of you have probably seen with the tennis match that took place at Wimbledon. It was the first round match, and it was just supposed to be a nothing match, you know, just get it done and get on to the second round. And it lasted for 3 days, and the final score was, in the fifth set, you have to win by 2 games. And these two guys just would not break each other's serve, so it ended up being 70-68. And for those of you that saw the end of it, it was kind of anticlimactic. It just kept going on and on and on. And then finally, this gentleman named John Isner from the United States won the match finally, 70-68. And then the next day he got beat in the shortest match.
And what was it, 17 minutes it took for him to, or it was a...
Oh, it was an hour, 17 minutes, but...
For him to lose his first set.
Oh yeah, first set.
Yeah, it was like 17
he was
minutes.
just completely drained. The guy's like 6'9", and he goes over 200, and I mean, he's a big guy. He carried a lot of weight, and then you play all those games, it just took it physically from him. So he
Probably not a lot left in the old legs.
Nothing in the tank at all. So hats off to those two guys for putting on an epic showing. But I think Wimbledon might have to address it, saying, you know, hey, after 20 all, let's just go flip a coin or something. But they just kept going, and they had a bathroom break, and it was just hysterical how it was going. But bottom line is, we're talking about records that probably won't be broken. That I don't think will be broken.
Yeah, but what about the ball boys? That's the guys I'm concerned about. I mean,
and girls, girls too, get them right.
How many diaper changes did they have to go through? Unbelievable.
But it was fun to watch, and I was thinking, you know, how many records are out there right now that probably won't be broken? Yeah. That you can say what you want, but they're just not going to be. And you're talking about like most consecutive games with a hit, and then you go with like 100 points in a game for pro basketball with Wilt to Stilt, and you got all kinds of them that I don't think will be broken. Yeah, but never say never, I guess.
Never say never. Well, let's look at the local baseball teams quickly. The Waseca Braves are 5-4 after getting rained out last night.
Oh, really? Unbelievable.
The only winning team among our 3 local teams. Have you guys gotten a chance to see the Braves at all this year?
I've seen them once, and Kelvin Nelson was pitching, and they're young, boy. Not like the old days when afterwards you go down, have Narves be sitting there and have the grill out, and you stay overnight underneath the grandstands, and some of you guys have done that. But yeah, it's a kiddie core out there right now.
Very young.
The complexion has changed because, like you said, I remember back in the days when some of us guys would stick it out till we were 35 or so and play until Lars stuck us in right field or something, and we knew it was time to give it over to the young guys. And I haven't had a chance to see him play and just but reading the paper. But a lot of times back years ago, if you were a young guy, you were pumped up to break the lineup at that time because there was some pretty good experience in the lineup there. But that's nice that you got guys that want to keep playing ball, you know, beyond the high school level.
Did you ever play wood bat days?
No.
You didn't have the wood
bats?
I
never did, always aluminum, but I tell you what, the big thing was when we were in college, and a good number of our guys would always get the opportunity to be drafted and realize that they would have to go to the wood bat, so we'd always have a couple of guys that would come back, and they'd bring the wood bat, and we would take some batting practice with them, and it's a whole different story. The aluminum bat, you can you can get a decent hit, or you can hit one out of the park and not get it on the meat of the bat. But when you hit with a wood bat, you have got to hit it right square on the sweet spot to get that, you know. And I remember taking that wood bat and, you know, hitting some, what I felt like dandies, and, you know, warning track power basically is what you end up with. And to see these guys, what they're doing now, and the distance they're hitting the ball with a wood bat, it just goes to show you the type of athletes that are at that major league level.
And the other thing, the shattered bats this year, I don't know how many watch the pro games, but on the other night a bat shattered and it stuck right in the mound almost next to the pitcher, and I'm thinking, you know, that's becoming a lethal weapon now, and the way those guys can saw off the handle and the barrel of the bat goes past the infield sometimes. It is. It's
And
getting-
guys like me, Ted, that weren't quite as good as Hafe, you know, I didn't always hit it on the sweet spot. When you had that wood bat and hit it off the